Let's see how many people we get on here. I'll wait for it to go up a little bit, all right? I got one person on here watching. What's up, Josh? I'm gonna try and wait for this group to get a little bit bigger. It's time to address the bullshit. I'm really getting tired of having to answer these questions every single day. Every day it's a constant struggle now for everybody in our industry. So I'd like to address a few things. I know other people have been addressing them, and a lot of this is common sense. And throughout life, a lot of things are all common sense. And this is so easy to get by, really, if you think about it. But it's all about the almighty dollar, to pay to play. Illinois is a huge state and pay to play. That's all Illinois has always been about. Chicago is pay to play. I have a shop in Texas. We got a warehouse here in, Bensenville, Illinois, where I currently reside. And a lot of us in the industry have been taking on so many lies and just things about our industry that people are so scared by right now. Everybody's scared. Sales in my shop in Texas have drastically went down by about 30% to 40% over a period of 2 weeks, over no facts, over a bunch of lies. The first thing they do is they try and get you to think it's the kids, it's the youth, it's an epidemic. The youth, no, it's not an epidemic. All right, I'd have to say all my customers are 18 and up. Okay, so it's not an epidemic. How about this? When I was 11 years old and first picked up a cigarette for the first time, a Newport, okay, when I was 11 years old, I ended up getting this dirty habit. It was a full habit by the age of 12, 13 years old. It was full. I was doing, half a pack a day. What's up, Dom? That's like my stepson right there. That's my buddy. Dom is one of the greatest people on social media lately as far as the advocacy goes and, trying to speak on things. He keeps it real. Much love to you, Dom, out there in Massachusetts or Connecticut. But, what was I saying? Sorry, my heart's racing. It's so much that we have to go over. I started vaping. Let's start there. I started vaping about 7 years ago. I got shot multiple times in my home during a burglary attempt. And I sat there smoking cigarettes. I couldn't walk for like 6 months. I was stuck in my chair. So I was smoking my cigarettes and my ashtray was piling up. And my wife saw that. My kids had to breathe all that in. And what a hypocrite I am. I'm sitting here smoking away. A little neighbor of mine, just struggling, trying to make ends meet, sells me this little pen with a little cardo on top for $20. And I started on a 36 Nick menthol juice. I never once picked up a cigarette again after I picked that up for $20. Never smoked a cigarette. So that was amazing how quick I changed. And I say I was a vapor for probably about 3 years, and I got, I said I could make a better mousetrap. I could do this way better than the area I was in. I could do it better. So I invested, and I started out of my garage. I started so small. And then I moved into a little office area, tiny little office. It was a shop. That was my shop, a tiny office. And it blew up, all created by word of mouth and being, the personality, the prices, just everything. Our shop is a roast shop. We walk in, we roast you, you roast us back. It's fun. Then, yes, my shop is still in Austin, Matthew. It's still there. Then I created a normal shop. Everything's fantastic. Everything was great. All up until, I'd say, a few weeks ago, right? Let's just say, for technicality reasons, a 30-day period. Over the last 30-day period, supposedly 400 some odd people have, gotten ill. We've had another death today in Kansas, so that makes for death number 6. All right? The biggest problem is the media, which has always been liars. We know that. Look at 9/11 coming up right now. Never forget 9/11. Okay? I have my opinions on that. I'm sure other people do too. Okay? JFK, we have our opinions on it. But let's go by facts. This is factual. This is not conspiracy. This is not something that we're going back thinking, oh, this is the way it has to be. It's got to be like this. This has to be the truth. No, we know the truth. We know the truth. There's no covering the truth up. The media said, stop vaping. Just the word vape. They throw vape out there, saying that vaping is what's killing people. No, it's not. Here, let's get back to the common sense theory now. If I've been vaping from morning till night, till I go to sleep, I vape constant throughout the day. All right, I'm vaping a 3-nic juice or a 0-nic. Constant. Back in the day, I vaped constant for 36 nicotine, a 36 milligram nicotine. Constant. Okay? Not once have I been ill or in the hospital due to vaping. Now let's multiply that by millions. Millions and millions of people have successfully quit smoking due to the better alternative, vaping, the healthier alternative. Okay, so we vape. Not once have you heard of somebody going into the hospital or being ill from vape. Never. There's only 4 basic ingredients in e-liquid, and it's all water soluble, it's food grade, you can buy it just about anywhere besides the nicotine. And we crave the nicotine still. So that's our thing, okay? No deaths. Suddenly people start dropping, like Dom just said. Over the last 2 to 3 weeks, people start dropping, and they're in the hospital. Another thing, look at the geographical order of where it's all happening. It's all happening in the same places. There's none in Europe, none in Africa, none in Russia. There's none in China. China's where it all started. All right, China. A doctor invented it. Nobody's sick or in the hospital over it. And this is back in the trial days when it first started going big. Nobody, only the USA. 415 people out of millions and millions and millions and millions of people. Wake up, people. Common sense. If this all just happened in the last 3 weeks, especially with our technology the way it is today in vaping, we have it all, everything's been lab tested, ISO tested, everything is done right, correctly. And let's just jump back. When we first started our vape shops, we were self-regulating. We didn't even have the FDA involved. And we regulated ourselves because we have morals, we have values. We don't want people getting sick. We don't want people going to the hospital. So we made sure we put all our money into the labs, into the testing, doctor, you name it, we checked everything. We're not in it for the money. This is not about the money, people. Okay, that's not why I opened a shop. I did this because it's a great, great industry for a great purpose. It helps people. It helped me. It not only helped me, it helped my family. We were going through a very deep, dark place, dark time when I got shot multiple times in my home. And something good came out of it. I quit smoking. Something I never was able to do, and I've tried everything. I tried the big pharmaceutical Chantrix. I tried the patches. I tried everything. Nothing worked. And now they're messing with my family. Now you're messing with my well-being and my family's well-being, which means multiply that by millions again. It's not just the vapors that are getting the bad end of it. There's children that are getting the bad end of it. There's animals in the people's homes that are getting the bad end of it. There's families. There's a domino effect, people. Okay? My doctors, my cardiologist, all my doctors saw nothing but improvement in my lungs, in my health. My sense of smell, my sense of taste came back. Everything's so much better. And not once was I ill or in the hospital. Not once did I feel like nausea. Nothing. Besides maybe a small cold I've gotten here and there. That's it. And that's not due to this. All right? Well, let's get to the root of the problem. Fucking drug dealers. They're the problem. I live in Illinois. Marijuana is legal. Okay? Recreational legal takes place January 2020. Okay? Love you too, Dom. Recreational takes place January 2020. I have a medical marijuana card. Medical marijuana, you go into a dispensary. It's very tight business. You buy your things from them, you take it home, and that's it. Well, when you buy the cartridges from a dispensary, they have a serial number on them, and they're not able to be opened, the cartridges. Okay? So people are still buying them off the streets, even in Chicago. Even when it's recreational legal January 2020, there's still going to be a black market. People are still going to get the stuff cheaper on the streets than in a dispensary, because now you're paying $60 for a cartridge as opposed to being 40, or 30. So the streets are still going to be there. So ultimately, these street cartridges, they've gotten a bad batch, obviously, of counterfeit cartridges. So you'll have name brand cartridges that you can get from a dispensary, and there's people making counterfeits, same as they make counterfeit vapes and counterfeit tanks and tips and counterfeit, or they make fake jewelry. Counterfeit. They're counterfeit. Not saying my stuff's fake, by the way. Just putting that out there. It's not fake at all. Anyways, the cartridges, they're making fakes, and they're cutting it with vitamin E acetate. Vitamin E acetate is an oil. You cannot inhale oil into your lungs. I don't care what kind of oil it is. People get confused that e-liquid is an oil. E-liquid is not an oil. So anytime a customer will come in and say, hey, you got any oils? No, we don't have any oils. We have e-liquid. All right, e-liquid is all water soluble. You could take e-liquid, put it on a countertop, and wipe it off with a paper towel water, and it cleans it right up. There's no oil. It doesn't separate. Okay? So they're putting the vitamin E acetate oil into these cartridges, this THC cartridges, which nowadays vapors don't even use these little cartridges. That's been gone for years. If you see a vapor using a cartridge, I guarantee you it's THC. I don't see anybody using those cartridges no more to vape. Okay? So the THC cartridges, now people are getting sick in the streets from that. Okay? They're taking these drug dealer cartridges, these black market cartridges, selling them because they don't give a shit what's in them and what it's doing to people. They don't care about the domino effect. They're selling them, people are using them, and people are getting sick now. It's the same as heroin. Heroin in the streets, people were doing it, they're getting high. Then they start cutting it with fentanyl. Okay? Cutting it with fentanyl, and then you have all these deaths that are happening everywhere due to the cut. It's the same situation with these cartridges. They're cutting it with an oil to make for more profit and more product. And they're filling them up in their kitchens or in their home or in their office, whatever it may be. They're filling these cartridges that you can get in mass production. You can get so many cartridges cheap, and then fill them all up cheap, and then sell them to you for a lot. And they can make a lot of money off of it. They don't care if you get sick. But since you're ingesting it like a vape, it looks like a vape, the media and everybody else said vape. One word. I'm going to put it to you this way. Let's go into layman's terms now. For people that can't understand things very easily, let's make it easy to understand. Okay? So let's say, my wife just went to an eyeglass doctor today, got some new glasses, and we were talking about it. Let's say a lens manufacturer started manufacturing lenses cheaper, with a cheaper component, and let's say for some reason, it's making people go blind. It's messing their eyes up. Do you get on the news and say, stop wearing all glasses? Don't wear your glasses no more. They're hurting people. They're making people go blind. Or do you go to that manufacturer? It's one person. It's one bad apple in the bunch. And in this case, there's no bad apples in our bunch. Besides a bunch of, goofballs that we argue with ourselves and then we have to combat with ourselves. But that's within. But you don't blame the whole thing. You don't blame the whole optometrist industry because one company made something that was fucked up. How about this? Also, in light of what's going on, the companies that made these dilutants for the THC cartridges, you can't find them online now. They've went ghost. Supposedly there's going to be subpoenas. People are subpoenaing these companies now. Okay? And exactly, Alex. Heroin had a ton of deaths before. Yes. And do you see them doing much about that? How about this? Cocaine was brought into this country by our government. They created crack in the low poverty neighborhoods, and there you go. That's how crack entered the U.S. I'm willing to put money on it that these cartridges, who knows, our government might even put them out there because they've been trying to get rid of vaping, trying to find a reason to get rid of vaping because it comes down to the automatic dollar. They're not making the money off of it. They're not making no money off of our vaping industry. But big tobacco, they make a huge amount. They have the Master Act settlement. Okay? So when millions of people quit smoking and it goes down, now the government's money goes down too because it all goes by how much big tobacco is selling and how much they're going to give the government. Illinois is part of that big Master Settlement Act also. Okay? So, yes, wax pens with the carts, Matthew. Yes. So, if you're going to get THC cartridges, do it the right way. Go to Colorado, go to California, go to a dispensary, get them from a dispensary, make sure there's a serial number on the side of those cartridges, make sure they can't be opened, and please spread the word. It takes hearsay. I built my business on hearsay. I never spent $1 on marketing or advertising. I did it all on hearsay with my personality. That's how I started it. I need everybody to get out there and start educating. Don't hate. Don't hate the people. If they don't know what's going on, you can't hate them. They have no idea. Educate people in the streets. Educate everybody you can. That you can't condemn one industry that has nothing to do with any of this just because of the word that they have in common. Vape. That's the only thing that they have in common. There's a word. Our industry is totally different from the marijuana industry. Marijuana industry does their own thing. We do our own thing. It's not together. We are not together. Okay? So don't try and combine us by one word. Vape. Okay? It's helped everybody. I have not met one person that vaped and said, you know, I don't like it. I'm going to go back to cigarettes. The flavors. Let's touch that now. Michigan banned flavors. Wow. We've been fighting that for a while, and here they go with the ban. They figured out a loophole to where it doesn't have to go through voting or Congress or anybody. They banned it. Okay, it's a 6-month ban, though. So let's get that straight. It's not a lifetime, it's 6 months. Let's see what happens here is what they're doing. But other states are going to follow suit. People are not going to want to vape if they don't have flavors. I do a watermelon lemonade menthol. That's my flavor. If you want me to go back and smoke a tobacco flavor, because now they're banning menthol flavor even. Menthol. Okay? I'd probably end up picking up a cigarette again. Because I still want the nicotine. I still like the feeling of the nicotine. And nobody's ended up in the house. Nobody's sick off nicotine. Nicotine is different from THC, people. It's two different things. But they're balling it all into one. Oh, well, we don't know if it's the nicotine juices. We don't know. Although all the facts from the CDC, if people don't know who the CDC is, Center for Disease Control, and the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, they've even put out there, it's these black market THC cartridges. But the damage was already done. When they put it out there and they start saying media shit, and the media starts saying vape, 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 due to vape, due to vape. You know, if I shit and I die, are they going to tell everybody to stop shitting? No. Let's go here. How about this? Here's a really good one I love talking about. Because we've been talking about it nonstop now for 2 or 3 weeks. That's all we've talked about. Everybody in this industry, it's all we talk about now. There's no family dinner. Because we're on here trying to salvage our livelihoods. Okay, it's created a lot of jobs. It's boosted the economy. It's helped a lot of people in many, many, many ways. People that don't even vape, it's helped them. It's helped them too. Okay, you just don't see it that way. You know, to help build an industry into what it is today, and then to see people that don't know the full truth rip it apart. That's very sad. It's extremely sad. It hurts me right here. It really does. I've worked so hard to help build this healthier alternative industry. I've worked so hard to help people. If this was creating sicknesses or death, I would shut down my business right away. Warehouse, shop, I'd shut it all down. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't have done it back then if that was the case. There are some people that have morals. There's some people that they do things the right way. You know, so when I was 11 and I picked up a cigarette, okay? When I was 11 and I picked up a cigarette, and all these kids, my mother, all these people from the 1920s, 30s, 40s, whatever it may be, picked up cigarettes as a youth. Did they make a big deal out of that? When I would walk down the street at 13 years old on my way to school, smoking a cigarette, not once did a cop stop me, not once did a cop ever say anything. There was never an issue. No issues with the smoking the tobacco. Okay? They acted like there was, oh, you got to be 18 to smoke. Ooh, it's up in the window. That stops everybody from doing it. No, bullshit. They should have banned tobacco. Why wouldn't you ban tobacco? I guarantee you I'm going to live 5 to 10 years younger, all because of my tobacco issues. It's going to happen. I know it. So watching my friends in the industry, watching people I don't even know in the industry, watching everybody succumb to this madness. Yeah, it has to be spoken about. And people know me. People know me. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm not going to hide behind anything. I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. Whether people believe me or not, that's on you. That's your opinion. It doesn't matter to me as long as I get it out there. We have to get it out there. Because when it comes down to money, none of us have the money to combat the government. We're a small fraction. We're a small little piece of it. Very tiny. I'm microscopic when it comes to this industry. So unless you have billions of dollars, we can't combat it as far as legally goes in the courts and the justice system, which I have no faith in to begin with as it is. It's mind-boggling. It really is mind-boggling. How you could put the word out there. Tobacco monopoly. Yes, Cortisone. Tobacco monopoly. That's all it's about. And Kevin, you know it all too well too, Kevin Haney. You know it all too well. It's they need the money. The government don't need the money, but they want the money. So they're going to change it up and, try and bash. And we all know all too well. We all went to elementary school, I'm sure. So if I sat there and said so-and-so had cooties, it got put out there. Everybody said, oh, they got cooties. Then it gets misconstrued. All of a sudden, it's not cooties no more. Now it's hepatitis. Now you got this. Now you got that. It goes down the tunnels. It's a tunnel of shit. Because Americans are all about the tunnel of shit. Most of the time, they like the drama. That's what Facebook's about. They like the drama. They like the arguing. They like the fighting. They want to get it out there and just, it doesn't matter if it's truth or not. They want to talk shit the whole time. That's what they want. And rat, yes, Big Pharma wants sick population, easier to control, also more money. You keep you sick, you make a lot more money. I'm part of that. I'm in pain management every month with the pharmaceuticals and stuff. So yeah, it's exactly what they want. They make a lot of money off me. They don't want people getting healed. They don't want them feeling better about themselves. It's so hard to talk about. Because I should have wrote everything down that I wanted to touch base on. Because I probably forgot some of it. It's nuts. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Jamie? But my buddy Matt Kleizo, the owner of Purge and Fast Eddie's, he was on there earlier doing a live. And he touched the base on a lot. I'm here on the map. He's up here, so he has a little more intel on what's going on. And we all need to band together. And the best way to fight this is to let everybody that know. Educate people. Educate the people that don't even vape. Because when I blow my vape anywhere, people look like, oh my gosh, you're killing us. You're gonna die. You're gonna go to the hospital now. In the middle of the streets of Chicago. In Chicago. I'm stopping people and talking to them. I'm explaining to them, whether they want to hear it or not, I'm explaining to them what this is. And how it's different. It's not the same. It's not all balled into one word, vape. Come on. If McDonald's gets salmonella in some of their food and 2 people die, are you going to stop eating fast food altogether? Are you going to ban fast food altogether? Or are you going to try and address the problem, which is McDonald's? Or it wasn't even McDonald's, really. It was what they had in there. It might not even been them. It might have been the meat manufacturers. Think about it. Common sense. You don't ban everything. We're Americans. Land of the free, right? People fight for us in this country to be free. We should be able to ingest what we want to ingest. Look at alcohol. People go to hospitals all the time for, alcohol poisoning. People die from alcohol poisoning. Do they ban alcohol all across the board? No. It's all down to the almighty dollar. Give me the money, money, money. Maybe if all of us vapors offered federally, we offered the nation, 40% tax. I'll bet you they turn it around real quick. They start backtracking, changing it, and they get their money. They change everything. So Every day in the smoke pit, preaching the truth, just passing on the truth to anyone that will listen. Exactly. Let me fix this too. Sorry, guys. I don't know, it's a little bit low. Oh, there we go. But yeah, every day. It's not even every day. I wake up in the middle of the night to my phone go off. Somebody saying, "Oh my gosh," a customer. Like, my customers have my personal number. I give them the personal number. And they'll message me and say, "Hey, is this true? What's going on?" And that's just happened last night. I get people doing this. They're texting me all hours of the night, what's going on. And I inform them. I let them know what's going on. And we share things on Facebook as much as we can. We share, but people look over those things. They don't share those things. They won't read the whole thing. They read the headline and they're done. So we need to get out there verbally and start talking to people, start educating people. We have a big thing going on at my daughter's school. And it's about vaping. And guess who's going to be there? Yeah, I'm going to be speaking on behalf of vaping. That way parents stop getting so scared. It's not, and I understand when they talk about this youth epidemic, it's not really a youth epidemic when you really think about it. I don't think there was more smokers back when I was a kid, kids smoking, than there is, people today vaping. Any teens or anything. It's not a huge epidemic. It gives them a reason to complain. It gives them a reason to start the fight. Anytime you mention a child, we listen. We go, wow, let me hear about this. Because we're parents. We have children. Okay? There's only 3 things in the world, okay, that I care the most about, really. It's elderly people, children, and dogs. Okay? Children are in there. I'm going to be honest, too, with everybody on here, too. A lot of people on my page are vape shop owners or distro owners, big companies. But if they were lower the age to 16, how much youth would vaping actually save from smoking cigarettes? Like we did when we were younger. We went to cigarettes. Whereas if we had vaping back then, maybe a lot of us wouldn't have ran into the health issues we've run into today. Or later, before. Think about that. Let it sink in. If I caught my daughter vaping at the age of 16, just trying it out, let's say experimenting, like all of us have done that with weed or cigarettes or alcohol. We've all experimented as kids. And I found out she was experimenting with vape. I don't think I'd be as scared as if it was tobacco or alcohol. I think there's been no deaths linked to vaping, e-liquid. Nicotine e-liquid. Let's get that straight. There have been no deaths from anybody vaping nicotine e-liquid. None. No sicknesses either reported in any hospital anywhere in the world. Not just America. The world as a whole. Think about that. Let it sink in, please. If you have any little bit of common sense in you, you can't deny that. Nicotine e-liquid does not kill people or put them in the hospital. The THC cut with vitamin E acetate puts them in the hospital and kills them, ends their lives. And they're fighting us. Don't fight us. All right? My brother is a sergeant with the Chicago police. He sees it daily. He knows about the epidemics with the heroin and these black market THC cartridges. Go after the drug dealers. Go after these dudes in the streets that aren't paying no taxes. They're not homeowners. They're not business owners. They're not even voters. Most of these guys are just out there slinging drugs in the streets, making a profit. Double down on the police and go after them. Start busting them and stop putting them away and then letting them back in the streets within 12 hours. That's what they're doing. You're perpetuating it. It keeps on going. Pay to play. A lot of drug dealers in Chicago, I'm sure, got cops on payroll. Doesn't make a difference. Pay to play. So it doesn't make any sense why we are fighting this battle. We have to fight the battle for the drug dealers to save our industry, even though they're still out there. Right now, I'm on video doing a live feed, and I guarantee you, whatever city you're in, you got them drug dealers out there pushing these cartridges. They're pushing them. We're going to hear of another death sooner or later, or more people in the hospital. Watch tomorrow, the next day. It's going to keep going until they find the source. They find the source where these counterfeit cartridges are coming from, and nip it in the bud. You know, they're shipping these cartridges maybe from China or somewhere. They're shipping these cartridges through the mail system where they have x-rays and drug dogs, and you can't find these cartridges? You know, we were regulating, like I said, we were regulating ourselves when we first came out. Now we're regulated by the FDA, and we all applied to that. We all did what they wanted us to do. We did everything that they said. And then the media goes and bashes. It's way worse up north here, in the north, the Midwest, than it is in the South right now. But it's going to reach the South. It's going to reach every corner and every walk of life in America. But look at Europe and look at everywhere else. Nobody else is batting an eye about it. Other news medias in other countries are sitting there laughing at us, saying, wow, the U.S., what are they talking about? That doesn't make sense. You know? Let me see what Rat said. You have to know what you are putting in your bodies. Ask to see the lab test. If a shop won't show you, you shop somewhere else. Facts. 100% facts. Because every time I do a juice order for something, they always put the paperwork in there with it as well. That way, if somebody asks, hey, is this made in the lab? ISO, blah, 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 blah. You can show it to them. You got it. Don't ever buy cartridges off the streets. You want to smoke weed? Smoke the flower. Do some edibles even if you like. You know, even though the edibles, that'd be another, I don't know, maybe they put something in that, you don't know. But dispensaries are the way to go. I know it's illegal. Oh, I'm minus a big Cuban right now, Patrick. I usually wear a big Cuban with a big diamond C on it. That's actually put away right now. This is a little light right now. Yeah, I'm only wearing probably about 2 pounds right now, you know, total. But what's up, Pat? Patrick's my homie right there from Dallas. I got to go visit him next time I'm in Texas. And, you know, we're all being hit right now. Like I said, 30 to 40% drop in my shop in Texas over the last couple of weeks. That's drastic. That means people are scared. They're not knowing what to do. And how many of those people that have not been to my shop have went back to cigarettes, I wonder? They're going to go back to cigarettes. And then a couple months later, they're going to realize, damn, what did I do? And they're going to want to go back to the shop. Because eventually this truth is going to get out there. The media is going to have to start backstepping. They're going to get caught in a lie, which they already have been caught in a lie. There's proof is out there. Anybody wants, go look at my page. Go look at my Facebook page and start looking at everything I've been posting and read. Read. Knowledge is power. People, knowledge is power. I am a sponge. I read everything. Fine print, you name it, I read it. I know things people don't need to know just because I absorb everything I see, everything I hear, everything I research. You got to keep it going. Malcolm, that's my manager of my Texas shop, Malcolm right there. He's doing a good job. I'll be coming back in October. So Nikki's coming down in September. I'm coming in October. But anyways, so my guys, they're feeling it too. They're seeing it. They're seeing it happen. They have to explain it in the shop every single day to people. They have to let them know, break it down, and people have questions. You know, we don't mind explaining it. We don't mind explaining to anybody that asks. Anybody wants to ask me a question, feel free. I could be sitting with my wife and kids at a pool. Walk up to me, ask me a question. I'll engage with you. I have no problem answering questions. Don't hate, educate. That's my saying, educate. Education is what everybody needs and lacks daily, even myself. Everybody needs education. So I am not one to go off hearsay, first off. I am not one to watch the news and go, oh, that must be true. It's on the news. Oh, wow. That bag that you put fruit in that you've seen on TV, it says they have seen on TV, that must work at keeping your fruit fresher longer. Wow. Wow. None of this is marketing tactics at all. Bullshit. It's all marketing. Whether it works or not, it's all marketing. They're marketing to people right now on the news, trying to get them to go back to smoking cigarettes. They don't care about vapor. They don't care about the families that have built a great industry. They don't care about the well-being of anybody. There's cures for cancer out there. They won't put that out there because that'd be putting a knife in their back. They wouldn't make no more profit. They'd be dropping their money. Big pharma, big insurance, big tobacco. It's all big business. It's all big business. From now on, do not call those cartridges or anybody vaping THC. Don't call it vape. Okay? It's danking. Everybody's calling it danking now. So the people that are danking, let's go ban that. Let's ban the danking. The illegal street dank. Let's ban that. Let's all fight for that. Why don't we join hands and get rid of that shit? Because I'll tell you what, if my...
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
If anybody in my family, especially my kids, got a hold of a little cartridge of THC, guess what? The parenting's going to come out. I will bust their ass. I will make sure they don't see the light of day for a long time. And that's another problem. Parents don't parent no more. The 2 kids that tried to rob my home and shot me, left me for dead, they were 16 and 17 years old. Figure that one out. Kids are not being parented no more. Parents are more concerned about their careers. Start parenting your children, people. Make them good individuals for society. We might start making a change. You know, we gotta start doing, what's this, Richard? They've been talking about the counterfeit carts. It's the way the media has portrayed vaping and vapor products. I've saved thousands of dollars in the last year of not smoking cigarettes and picked up vaping. Oh, definitely, Richard. Definitely. You contacted me way back in the day when you were first starting. I remember that. But yeah, people have saved money. Definitely. By not buying tobacco products. You know, well, look behind me. I haven't saved any money. I got the world's biggest collection of vape memorabilia in the world. You know, this is just a fraction that you see behind me right now. It's a tiny fraction. You know, it's all art. It's all art. This is all made by the hands of people that love this industry. They put their heart and soul into it. They put countless hours and months and time and money into manufacturing and making some of the best products I've ever seen in the world. Some great stuff, you know? And they're trying to ban it all, get rid of it. They're trying to hurt us, is what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. As long as you don't start collecting. Yeah, but you know me too well. You know me way too well. I collect everything. Shit. But hopefully today we're collecting positive vibes. Today we're collecting positivity. Today we're collecting more ears to this cause. And hopefully people are listening. You know, I only got 7 people on my live feed right now. I had 16. Now I have 7 people on the live feed. Hopefully everyone will share this live feed. Share it, share it, share it. Get it out there. Because we need to be heard. We need to know what's going on. Oh, some of your work is back here. Actually, it's probably right. I got one right here I can reach to right now, Rad Rat. I got one right here I can reach out to right off the bat. You remember that, Red Rat? You made that? And you said, this is screaming my name. That was me right there. That was all for me. You know? And then I got some more stuff from you, Rad Rat, because you've been my brother for a long time. You know, I have a lot of gifts back here. A lot of stuff that nobody's ever seen before. You know, I got some stuff. Maybe I'll sell all this stuff behind me. I'll put it all on the market, sell it all, and put it all towards advocacy. You know, put it all towards trying to fight. Because it's not about the stuff behind me. It's not about the gold on my neck. It's not about any of that. It's really not. You know, this right here is my marketing tool. Anywhere I go, people see me, they remember me. Even if it's a couple years later, they remember my name. Because of me looking so flashy and it's in your face, you know? So this is my biggest marketing tool, you know? But my family's feeling it. We're all feeling it right now. And I know you guys are too. You're all feeling it. And we should not be feeling this right now. So we need to all do our due diligence. Get the word out there. Let everybody know that the word vape does not constitute marijuana and e-liquids and hamburgers and hot dogs and pizzas and ribs. And no, it doesn't. Nicotine e-liquid is vaping. Okay, nicotine e-liquid. Or even the e-liquid without nicotine. Zero nic e-liquid. That's vaping. Propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, food flavoring, sometimes natural, sometimes artificial, and nicotine. That's what's in the e-liquid. 4 products. And when combined, They do not make any carcinogens whatsoever, inhaled or exhaled. There's no carcinogens. You're lacking thousands of carcinogens that are in tobacco and cigarettes. None. This is... That is clean right there. This dissipates. It goes away. It doesn't leave a film on your walls of yellow. It doesn't stain your lungs. It doesn't hurt your children, your dogs, your birds, your fish, whatever you may have in your house. It doesn't hurt anybody. It hurts nobody. And then they want to see Richard right. They want to ban assault rifles because of the deaths. That's not gonna. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. People are always gonna get their hands on guns. Look where I'm at. I'm in Chicago, born and raised. Okay? Born and raised. When I was younger, I was a punk-ass gangbanger. I never been shot. You know, I lived a rough life coming up. A rough life. You know, all by my doing, too. I was raised by a good family, came in a good house and everything. It's all my doing. Living a rough life. And then I go to Texas as a accomplished person. You know, I become an accomplished person in Texas, and I get shot multiple times. So banning assault rifles is not going to get rid of that situation. Back to common sense. It's people with guns that kill people. You know? Not the gun. But that's another topic. That's for another day. You know, same as we can't really be pointing at alcohol. We can't be pointing at the flavored cigars that people buy at the gas stations to use to roll. We can't do that. They're going to keep all that stuff. Okay? They're going to keep all that stuff on the market, but they're going to get rid of flavored e-liquid. It doesn't make sense. You know, what's up, Dan? DT Taylor, that's my guy from Purge right there. That's my buddy. But Dan's been fighting this shit every single day also, along with Matt Kleizo and David Gunn and Jamie Birch and everybody over there and Kenzie. You know, everybody, you know, it's a constant fight. And it's going to be a long fight this time, I think. And hopefully it doesn't implode any of us before the fight's over. You know, I'm going to fight tooth and nail. And I'm sure I will survive. I'm sure I will. You know, I feel good about surviving. But not without this industry. I love this industry. This industry changed my life. Excuse me for this. You know, this industry took a punk gangbanger from back in the day that struggled being a young father, kept trying to find my outlet, kept trying to find my niche. I struggled and struggled and struggled and struggled. And it saved my family's life. I can't stress that enough. It didn't just save my life. It saved my family. You know, it saved my mother, my wife, my kids. I'm boggled by the media and the government, and I'm not shocked by the government. I'm not shocked. You know, they've been doing this forever. Ever since there's been a democracy. And I don't care if you're Republican, if you're Democrat, I don't give a fuck. I don't care unless you whack off. I don't care. It's not about Republican, it's not about Democrat. It's about the government fucking us all. Any chance they get, they try to fuck us. Does not matter what party. They try and get us all. In one way or another, it affects us all. No matter how you look at it. You know, you may not notice it right away, but you're going to notice it sooner or later. It's going to happen. And it might take away your favorite coffee. Or how about this? Look, I'm drinking hint water. Everybody ever heard of hint water? You know, this is a black raspberry hint water. Has caffeine in it. It's a caffeine water. Caffeinated water. If I get sick and end up in the hospital from drinking this, is the news going to say, stop drinking all water? Don't drink any water. Or are they going to go after hint? Let's go after the black market THC market. The black market THC cartridges. Let's go after that. Let's go after them. That's what the government and the news should be going after, is them. After the proof came out, after hundreds of tests recently of e-liquid, hundreds of tests of e-liquid, and then testing of these cartridges. The e-liquid, they found no contaminants and no issues whatsoever. In the cartridges is where they found the vitamin E acetate that they're using to cut. And that's what's making the issues, respiratory issues. I have a respiratory doctor that's been a doctor for 25 years, respiratory, on my page. And they even let me post them and said, ask away, any questions. Because this respiratory specialist knows that e-liquid does not contain anything that can mess with your respiratory system. Doesn't. Point blank. I don't care how much you argue with me. My wife and I just had recently, I'm not going to say names, but a family member start, sharing all the rhetoric. And so we tried to enlighten our family member as to what is going on. And our family member said, but doctors are saying this. But doctors are saying this. I'll tell you what, if you don't realize doctors are on the agenda when big pharmaceutical reps come into their place with these pharma, all the pills, and they try and show them and they give them kickbacks if they prescribe those medicines. Not all doctors have morals. Not all doctors are trying to save people and make them not sick. It's a big business. And that goes for any industry. There's a big business in any of these industries, and there's crooked ones too. In every industry, there's going to be crooked people. There may be some vape shops that don't give a shit about people. They only worry about the bottom dollar. And there's a lot of them out there. It's called collectors. When I used to have a tattoo shop, people thought I was a collector because I would just get tattoos. No, I was a tattoo artist. I was not a collector. Okay? So you have these people that saw a big opportunity in opening up vape shops. Okay? And these people still smoke cigarettes, or they don't smoke at all, or they don't vape. They just had the money. So they invested the capital into making this shop, and that's how they make their money. They don't care about the health or any of it. They just want the money. So it's the same way as the government. You just want the money. So if none of us here, and here's another thing to the government, if none of us are making money and you end up banning all this, how are you going to get your taxes? How are you going to get your money from us? You're not going to get no money from us, that's for sure, if you ban it. And then what happens if you ban us and all of a sudden the millions of people that were smokers before, they don't go back to big tobacco? They just quit altogether. What happens then? So, I don't know. I got 9 people watching right now and that's it. I'm shocked. Out of the thousands of people I have on my page, and I have to say a lot of constituents and conglomerates of mine, these people that are in the same industry of me, and they're not on here. That's the problem. We need to all make everybody aware, and we need to speak on this. We have to. If we don't, nothing's going to happen. They're going to run us over. So please, everybody, I've been begging you to do your due diligence in educating people, letting them know that what you see in front of you on the news is not what's happening. Don't fall for the headlines. No, do like TMZ. TMZ puts a headline and they make sure there's facts behind it. They always do. And if there's not a fact behind it and they posted something, the next day, they will fix that. They fix it and say, hey, just so you know, we found out different, so it's not this. It's the same thing for our industry. Hey, what's up, Andrew? But anyway, it's the same as our industry. Same thing. So if you know, educate. Please. Stop being sheep and stop falling for the government's bullshit. Stop falling for the media's bullshit and believing everything they want you to know. That's all they want. They want you to be scared, and they want to keep control over you. That's all it is. And that's how it's always been. So until we take our head out of our ass and start thinking with common sense and logic, nothing's going to change. China just recently, okay, everybody was protesting the government. And guess who won? People think the government won. They didn't win. The people won. So think about how much power us as Americans, how much power we have if we band together and start fighting lies and stop getting brainwashed and stop believing everything we see or hear on the news. You know, I think the world would be a better place if we were the Americans that were actually open-minded to everything and then figured it all out. Okay, we figured out the facts and the truth. Instead of just being blindsided and have blinders on, see the headline and just run with it. Don't start rumors. They start rumors and rat, exactly. News is big business. They tell you whoever is giving them that most money, exactly. Another guy out in New York just did a live video. He live streamed Channel 7 interviewing him inside of the shop he works at. But he live streamed it at the same time. So you got to hear the whole interview. And now Channel 7 is going to go, they're going to chop it up, they're going to edit it, obviously, for the airtime, and then they'll put it out there. He live streamed it. So I'm willing to bet you any money, when they chop it up and edit it, it's going to come off total opposite of what he said in the interview with his live feed. So I'm so glad he went with a live feed, because it has the whole interview on there. That way, if the news posts what they post, and if it's contradicting to what he put, he can post his live feed also and say, see how they turned it around? Which I'm guaranteed that's going to happen. News is going to turn around that whole interview, but he has it all on video too, so it works, you know? Exactly. We have power. Just never give up our legal guns. Exactly. We have the power. But everybody's too chicken shit to try and do something about it. You know? So I'm going to keep fighting. Every day, every second, I'm going to keep fighting. If that means I can't spend time with my family because I'm fighting this cause, then so be it. That's what it's going to be. It's always going to be that way. What's up, John Grimes? John Grimes was a smoker for a long time. And he was not successful at quitting. And I sent him a care package, and he has been smoke-free. How long have you been smoke-free for now, John Grimes? And you've been feeling better. At the same time, your family is loving it too, right? How long have you been smoke-free now? Since I've sent you that care package. You know? I know it's been months. I know that. Hasn't picked up a cigarette in months. It works. It's been proven fact that it works. And John Grimes has not ended up in the hospital, not one bit. He hasn't been sick. He hasn't had any issues from it. He's felt better. Everything smells better, he said. His family loves it. That he's not stinky, and it's he got rid of that nastiness. So maybe if all of us send, $1,000 to the government, every single one of us, they'll shut up. It's all about the money. So, is there any other questions? Anybody have any questions for me or anything? If there's any questions, I'll feel free to answer. I'll answer them. Feel free to ask me. Otherwise, I think I pretty much covered a lot of it. Covered the most. Got 8 people watching, so I doubt there's any questions. But, anyways, please, one more time, do your due diligence and act on this. Let people know. Let it be known what the truth is, and the common sense. Let them know what the truth is. It's so simple. It's simple. So I appreciate everybody. I love everybody, and I can't wait to see everybody, whether it be at a convention, whether it be in Texas, whether it be in New York, whether it be in Wyoming, wherever you may be from. I hope to see everybody sooner or later, and I hope we all survive this. And I mean all of us, the vapers and the shops and the distros, manufacturers. I hope we all survive this, because if we don't survive it, there's going to be a lot of people hurting in many ways. Not just financially, but health-wise. So, plenty much love to all of you. I'll blow you one more little cloud. And I love you guys. Just remember that. Peace.